Allison Marks, and this is Just Be Perfectly Imperfect One Day at a Time. Our special guest today is Carson Toland of Little Rock, Arkansas. He's the owner of Gen2 Flooring. Check him out. Carson Toland has over 10 years of experience in the flooring industry with 2 generations of trade knowledge. Gen2 Flooring is a premier shower and tile installation company located in Little Rock. You can find the company at gen2flooring.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/Gen2 Flooring. Welcome, Carson. Thank you for coming to the show today. So tell me how you got started in the flooring business.
So my father and my uncles have all been in the business for a long time. And when I was 9 years old, my father would have me on the floor working with him. So when most kids got to go on their summer breaks from school, I got to go on my summer break at work and work with my dad. And, it was, when I was younger, it was kind of frustrating, but it put money in my pocket and allowed me to buy the things that I wanted. And, I kind of grew to love it and grew a passion for it. And over the years, I've been in business professionally for over 10 years now. And I've really grown to love the art side of the trade. And it's something that I can work with my hands and be able to be proud of the final product of it.
So when you first started working with your dad when you were younger, did you love it as much then as you do now, or was it kind of like, oh, do I have to go again?
Yes, it was very much forced when I was younger because, like I said, my friends were out having a good time, enjoying themselves, and but for me, I was working. So while it was frustrating, looking back now, I'm so thankful for it because not only did it give me a trade to build a career out of, but it also taught me work ethic. And so my father, from a very young age, taught me work ethic and the value of money and how things work. So, I'm extremely thankful for that, even though in the time I didn't see, the benefits that were going to come with it.
I think that happens a lot as kids, is all we see is what we hate, what we're doing, and we can't see in the future and what's we have ahead of us. So
absolutely.
Wonderful. So why did you decide to start your own business? What prompted that?
So I've worked for several different companies. I worked for my father for years and years. And then I started working for a company based out of here in Hot Springs called Bearden's Wood Floors. And we did that for a long time. And then I started working for another company based out of Little Rock, Zale Brothers Flooring. And, it was a great experience. I loved everybody that I worked with. It was wonderful. But when you get to a level of experience where you can handle jobs on your own, and, so the boss would tell me, hey, this is the house I need you to go to. Show up there, do the work, and you're good to go. So I'd show up, I'd do all of the work, they'd come in, and they would collect the check. And so, it got me thinking, I was like, well, I'm experienced enough now to do this on my own anyway. So I wonder what would happen if I was to start just putting my own work out there. I did, and very quickly, I started to build up a good reputation and was able to pull in some good jobs. And the naive side of me said, well, I could do the work. I've got the skills, so it would be easy to start a business of my own.
I've never done that.
So that's kind of what got it started was, I saw the potential. And I thought that running a business was as easy as knowing how to do the skill itself. I was misled, but but I have gotten to where that I'm at now, and I've learned the ropes of how to run a business and how to make sure that you're running it in a successful and profitable manner. And so over the last 2 years of running my own company, I've gotten to where that I'm at now.
Okay, so you've been doing this about 10 years. The last 2 years having your own company. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Where do you see your business 10 years from now?
So right now, I've got myself and 2 employees, okay? And my goal is to keep growing. My goal is to grow to the point to where, well, let's just put it this way. My father is 50 years old and has had a double knee replacement. So in the flooring industry, you don't have a very long lifespan in the company when it comes to your body. So my body's eventually not going to let me do this anymore. So my goal is to grow my company to a point to where that I'm not having to be on the floor with the tool belt on myself.
Right.
I want to be able to have crews out running the jobs while I can go job to job, and I can also handle the business side of things, which is really what I have a strong passion for when it comes to sales and it comes to customer relations and things of that nature. That's really what I have a passion for. So hopefully within 10 years I can get it to the point to where that I'm not only in Arkansas, I want to spread out to the southern states, and I want it to get to the point to where that when people see my logo or they see my colors, which are black and orange, that they think Gen2 Flooring. And so hopefully I can get to that point and grow to the point to where that I'm known more than just in the central Arkansas area.
Okay, gotcha. So, with all of this experience and everything you've learned, what do you feel is the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome?
The biggest challenge would probably be the business aspect of things when it comes to finances. Okay, because it's extremely easy, and it was extremely easy. I didn't learn until my first year of business that your business's accounts are not your personal bank accounts.
Okay, can you repeat that for everyone
Absolutely.
watching?
Yes, anytime that you are running a business, you cannot treat your business accounts as a personal bank account, because in the end, you have to view your company as a separate entity, and you have to pay yourself as if you were an employee of that company. And so that has been the hardest thing to get used to, is to learn how to separate myself from my business, and rather than working in my business, work on my business. And that is the second hardship I've dealt with, and unfortunately I'm in a place right now where I still have to work in my business. I still have to be on the floor doing the work myself. But anytime you're running a company, you really want to work on your business and build it up rather than working in the business, because then when you're a small business owner, you have to wear all the hats. You have to be the administrator, the salesperson, the public relations. You have to wear all of the hats. And so it's difficult to learn how to delegate, especially when this is your baby. This is something you've been working on and growing, and putting that trust in others to be able to wear some of the hats. So I found that to be a challenge as well.
Delegating was always a challenge for me when I was younger, and I've been learning more and more how to do that. And it's difficult, and because when you're so used to doing everything yourself, you're like, well, I know if I do it, I know it's going to be done right.
Exactly.
And so trusting other people, but I found that through delegation, I can get a lot more accomplished, and it feels great being able to hand off a job to someone and know that they can do it while I am concerned about other things.
Absolutely.
So what steps, other than keeping your business and personal accounts separate, what steps would you suggest in taking to ensure success in a small business?
Never stop learning. It's easy to get into a place where you think, okay, I've been doing this for X amount of time now, and I feel like I have learned what I need to know. So I'm just going to stop it there and keep going the way that I have been. But not just with flooring. This kind of goes for any business out there. Is there are new things every day, and you can learn something new every day. So constantly learning and bringing in as much knowledge as possible is absolutely necessary. I read all the time when it comes to whether it's books on business and entrepreneurship, or it's books on profit and markup, things like that. Those types of books I'm always reading. I'm also a member of the NTCA, the National Tile Contractors Association, and they have a lot of literature to keep you on your toes. So I'm always reading their literature. They've got books this thick of information for you. It's a wealth of knowledge. And I'm also going through universities and I'm going through the CTI program. So I'm getting certified and I'm bringing in as much knowledge as possible, because the second that you become stagnant is the second that you lose. So you have to keep progressing. You can always get better.
Okay, so that's great advice, I think, not just for business owners even, but for anyone to never stop learning.
Absolutely.
But with that said, I know you talked a lot of the business side of it,
Mhm.
but what about marketing and promotions and social media? Have you really taken a grasp on that? Because it seems like that's the direction that everyone is headed.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And Facebook is the marketing tool. Used to it was newspapers or magazines or ads on TV or on the radio or things of that nature. And I've done a little bit of the radio advertising and things of that nature. But Facebook is the key. Because, and don't get me lying on numbers, I can't remember the statistics, but everybody's on their phone. I mean, our cell phones are so technologically advanced to the point to where that we have the whole world in the palm of our hand. And the statistics were extremely high when it comes to how much time every adult spends on Facebook. It's kind of sad, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, I may be guilty a few times. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, it's almost like a normal part of our lives now. And so Facebook has been phenomenal. I mean, I would venture to say I get 70% of my work due to Facebook advertisement. And I spend a lot of time making videos, whether it's on-site or off-site. Videos and pictures of projects I'm working on, things of that nature, to just kind of bring some attention. And it's wonderful too, because you can boost your business on Facebook using paid advertisement, but even the natural advertisement, the organic advertisement of just posting the pictures and getting a couple of people to share it spreads like wildfire. And when my business started, I had maybe 100 followers or so, and I've built up over 1,000 now. And so it's getting to the point to where that, one person who I might not know, somebody that I did a job for however long ago, shares something I post, and their friends see it, and then their friends see it, and it just spreads. So the advertisement and marketing opportunities on Facebook are just absolutely phenomenal. And then, like I said, I've done a little bit of radio as well. And I'm good friends with Patrick Beam on 100.3. So 100.3 The Edge is the Corey and Patrick show. And they're every morning from 6 to 10 in the morning during the weekdays. And so I've been in touch with them to do some radio advertisement and things of that nature. So, any opportunity to advertise and market your brand or your business should really be tackled. But Facebook is key. Social media is absolutely the best route that you can go at this time.
Facebook is key.
Facebook is key.
Okay, so if you had any advice for someone who is looking at starting their own business or wanting to venture in that direction, what would you say?
Sure. I would say, depending on what business you're wanting to get into, learn everything you can about the trade. But not only that, learn everything that you can about owning a business, because it is a lot more than just knowing the trade. I learned that firsthand. So, there's so many things when it comes to taxes, and it comes to what classification you need to be when it comes to whether it's an LLC, an S Corp, things of that nature. There's just so much more involved than just knowing how to do how to provide the service you're going to provide, or to whatever business you're getting into. There's just so much more. So learn everything that you can about that, and then also do it. Don't wait, because the time is now. You can go 5-10 years of saying, I'm going to start my business, and 5-10 years pass, and how much progress could you have made had you started at the time that you wanted to do it? So it's scary, and it's a risk. There's always risk involved in starting a business or entrepreneurship, because the definition of entrepreneurship is starting a business with high risk. So it is a very risk-taking type of situation. So if you're in a position where you can take that risk and the reward outweighs the risk, then by all means take that risk, because there's so much opportunity in this country, so much opportunity. And so much of that opportunity is untapped. And so get out there, do your homework, and then get on the horse and go for that ride. Because it's one of those things that if you wait till tomorrow, it'll never happen.
I agree completely, and it's easy. I feel like sometimes when you think, I'm going to go start this business, you want to jump from point A to Z, and you expect it to just take off like that, but there's all of this stuff in the middle that you have to learn, absorb, and then do it, and just take it and get started and go. And 10 years from now, you're running your own business and doing well. So.
Absolutely. And also, having a plan is crucial. You can't just, when I say just do it, I mean make the plan and then act on the plan.
And then execute it.
Absolutely, because, you can say, oh, I want a multi-million-dollar company. And it's not that easy. So that's a great goal, but you need to break that down into actionable steps that you can actually execute. And, what I did whenever I was first wanting to start was I said, okay, this is the end goal. So what do I need to do to get to that goal? And then what do I need to do to achieve the small things that will lead up to that goal? And you kind of, you see your goal, and then you set individual stepping stones to get to that point. So that action, and it has to be actionable. It has to be steps that you can realistically take to get to that bigger, what feels like unrealistic goal.
So you just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one breath at a time until you reach that ultimate goal.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Carson, for joining us today. We really appreciate you coming in. Congratulations on your business.
Thank you.
And we look forward. I talked to Carson a little bit before the interview and learned that he's also a musician, so we may have him back for a second show.
Wonderful.
Thanks so much for watching, and have a perfectly imperfect day.